All right. So you've heard people say that A students end up working for C students. Do you know why? Probably it has a lot to do with what I'm about to talk about now. See, you've heard people talk about IQ, intelligent or rather intelligence quotient. And many people brag about this. In fact, Albert Einstein is one of the highest people known to have it at around 160. Most people have it at between 100 and 120, 130. But did you know that there are many other quotients apart from IQ? So IQ, let's start with the IQ, the intelligence quotient. This is a measure of your intelligence. Basically how you reason, how sharp you are at at computing things. Basically the way you reason. And most people have this. Most schools teach this. Most schools try to hone the intelligence quotient. Another type of quotient is the emotional quotient. Emotional quotient, or EQ, is simply a measure of how stable your emotions are, how well you can control them. There are people you can't be around because they fly off the hook quickly. They'll either get too happy or too angry. So that is the emotional quotient. Number 3, social quotient. Now, social quotient is simply a measure of how well you're able to relate with people around you, know how to read the room and know when to respond and when not to. There are people you can't go to serious meetings with because they'll talk when they're not supposed to. They'll say things they're not supposed to. So that is a measure of social, that is a measure of how social or how sociable you are. There are people you put in a room and within 2, 3, 4 minutes, they've made friends. Others, they will not even be able to make friends. It's also a measure, or rather it will also be able to tell how introverted a person is and how extroverted a person is. All right. The other one and the fourth one, the fourth quotient is the adversity quotient. Now, the adversity quotient is a very important one. Why? Because this one measures how well you adapt to life when life throws curveballs at you. Rather, it measures how well you're able, or rather how you react to life events. There are people who get trampled by life because something bad has happened to them. So this is exactly what adversity quotient measures. All right, so the reason as to why most A students end up working for C students is because of this. Schools and colleges focus on one type of quotient, which is the intelligence quotient only. So you end up getting very sharp people, very intelligent people who cannot express themselves. Very intelligent people with very low emotional quotient. Very sharp people whose level of tolerance and ability to bounce back after an adversity is very low. Let's look at a C student. Now, since a C student already knows that and already know that they are not their intelligence is not peak, so they know that they are not the dumbest, neither are they the sharpest. They have enough time to build their other types of quotients. So you find that when you were in high school, you know a guy who was not the sharpest, but they were also very likable. Probably the guys who are selling you biscuits, or selling you lollipops, selling you branded envelopes here and there. Those guys from a young age already started developing those skills. They honed the social skills and the emotional skills, because there's no way you're going to be a marketer or selling while you still have a bad attitude, while you still have your emotions not in check, especially because you deal with different kinds of customers and clients. All right. So you find that the C student has almost all these quotients working for him. He has some level of intelligence, very good social skills, very good emotional control, and finally, because of the kind of life business people have, they have to develop adversity quotient whether they like it or not. This is why you now find these very successful people, most of them were not the sharpest in class. All right? And most of the sharpest end up working as the financial managers, best accountants, best designers, best architects, and all that. They become very good employees. So that is where that saying comes to play. Now, there is always that exception. It's not every C student that becomes very successful. We have C students and D students who are not passing, all right, who are not passing in life. It's not every A student that ends up working for a C student. We have the likes of Bill Gates and the rest, very sharp, who are still running their empires, all right? So we have very many A students who are still acing in life. So do not approach life from a point of IQ. Approach it from a combination of IQ, EQ, SQ, AQ. You're better off if you have all of them in average than one of them at the highest. All right? So let's keep working. Cheers.